Welcome to Freedom Friday, Episode 2, where today we'll be talking about the power to choose our future. Every single morning, we're given one of the greatest gifts life has to offer, the freedom to choose. We can choose what we focus on. We can choose how we respond. We can choose the direction our life will move from this moment forward. Viktor Frankl once said, between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our responses. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. Decades later, Covey built an entire principle of leadership around that truth. Habit 1, be proactive, in his book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. He reminded us that in that small space between what happens to us and how we react lies our greatest human power, the power to choose our future. True freedom isn't about doing what we feel. It's about choosing what's right, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. I've watched people live their entire lives on autopilot, reacting to circumstances, opinions, emotions, like passengers on a train that's already left the station. They're moving fast, but they're not steering. Awareness gives us the map. Choice lets us change the tracks. Let me share a story. Years ago, I met a young man named Daniel. He was successful on paper, good job, nice car, steady life, but he was restless, unfulfilled. One day he said, "Glade, I don't know what's wrong. I just keep doing everything I'm supposed to do, but I don't feel alive anymore." I asked him, "Well, when was the last time that you made a decision because it felt true to you? Not because it made sense or everyone else was telling you what to do, but what about you?" He sat quietly for a long time. Then he said, "Honestly, Glade, I don't remember." Within months, he made a courageous decision. He left a career that was safe but suffocating and began building something that aligned with who he really was. It wasn't easy, but he told me later, "That single choice gave me my life back." You see, sometimes freedom doesn't come from the changing of our circumstances. It comes from changing our commitment to our inner truth, our inner self. Again, Covey said, until a person can say deeply and honestly, quote, "I am what I am today because of the choices I made yesterday," end of quote, that person cannot say, "I choose otherwise." Every choice we make plants a seed. Jim Rohn says it this way, quote, "The bridge between goals and accomplishment, well, that bridge is built one plank at a time, one decision, one habit, one act of responsibility. Freedom isn't found in avoiding responsibility, it's found in owning it," end of quote. Here's the beautiful part. We always have the power to choose again. Life will roll that rock back sometimes. We'll slip. We'll go backwards. We'll lose ground. But freedom means you can re-choose. Wiser, humbler, stronger. You've seen the path before. Now you know how to climb it differently. Freedom also lives in intuition. That quiet inner voice that knows what's right for you. I've learned something very powerful over the years. When I follow that inner knowing, that true, authentic self, things turn out pretty well. When I ignore it, rationalize it, or borrow someone else's opinion, it usually doesn't end very well. The trick is listening to that inner voice, that intuition, and then having the courage to follow it. even when it's hard. So as we close this week, I want you to remember this. Freedom is your ability to choose again, to redefine what comes next. Don't let your past define you. Let your awareness refine you. The pen is in your hand, and the page is waiting. Thank you for climbing with me this week. And next week, we're going to shift from reflection to action. We'll sit down, just you and me, and we're going to talk about your turning point, how to decide what you really want, and how to commit to change once and for all. Until then, keep listening, keep choosing, and keep moving toward your best future.